Oh, it's Petra predictions in Australia. Yes, they've been dominating ball possession and that, but for me, they've been really unconvincing. They've been pretty lucky in some of their games, and especially with that penalty, that's the worst awarded penalty I've ever seen. But they know how to grind out results, and that mentality is what wins you tournaments and gets you far in tournaments. Indonesia, this tournament for them has just been about getting back to the Asian Cup, and they've done pretty good for their standards. They've been wasteful in front of goal, they've been bad defensively, to be honest, but they have scored in every game, and that's actually really good for them. But overall, this fixture comes down to experience, and that's why I see Australia winning this fixture, probably within 90 minutes, but given how awkward they've been, I only see them winning about 1-0, maybe 2-0. Tajikistan, they actually push up well and attack often, and I've been quite surprised by this, and as a team they look quite cohesive, got quite good chemistry going along, like they know each other's roles. But their group was pretty simple. The other teams definitely flopped. And I think this knockout game will be a stretch too far for them. But they'll definitely put up a good fight. UAE, they've been so-so. They've done the job. They finished second. Pretty fortunate and luckily. But they still did it. But they've conceded in every game. I've been unconvinced by them so far. Therefore, predicting this tie is actually a tough call. But I see UAE winning. Probably in added extra time or even penalties. I see Tajikistan really pushing them, but I think it all just comes down to experience. This is Tajikistan's debut. UAE have been in these knockout games frequently and probably will grind out that result they need. Jordan, earlier on they were actually looking like a complete team, but slowly they've just been slipping off really. It seems like they're getting complacent. Their decision makings are getting worse by the match, and Jordan do have complacency issues when it comes to knockout games in the Asian Cup. Iraq, oh wow, how my predictions were so wrong about them. Maybe I meant Vietnam in the previous video. They've absolutely been phenomenal. They've dictated all their games. They're scoring comfortably in all their games too, but they've also conceded in every game, which I think later down the line will pose an issue. But I have high hopes for Iraq, and I see them going very far in this tournament. Therefore, I see Iraq winning this tie within 90 minutes, but it'll probably be a close scoreline as they will be up against a deep defense, probably about 2-1. Qatar, they've absolutely breezed through their group with utter ease. They haven't conceded a goal either, but I feel like this was the simplest group and they just weren't tested enough. So it'll be interesting to see what they're like in the knockout stages. Palestine, they finally made it out of the group stage in an Asian Cup. So this has been their best tournament by far. They showed real determination in that final match to finish second in their group, but unfortunately they didn't, and that's really shifted a difference in the tie they've got now, which is so much more difficult. But they have scored in every game, and that is very encouraging. And they look quite comfortable going forward. It's more in defence they're shaky. Overall, I think this is another fixture where experience will be the determining factor, and that's why I see Qatar winning this fixture within 90 minutes. But I think it'll be closer than people realise. Thailand, they've actually impressed me this tournament. They've been the best Southeast Asian nation this tournament by far. They don't just sit back, they actually create a lot of scoring opportunities, but they are defensively dodgy. Uzbekistan, they were really hard done by the soft penalty they conceded against Australia, which was the only goal they conceded in the group stage. Otherwise, they really controlled the pace of games well. They created a lot of opportunities and just pretty standard stuff from Uzbekistan in the group stage of Asian Cups. This will be a close game, but I do see Uzbekistan winning, probably in added extra time actually. They are just a much stronger squad in all areas of the pitch. Saudi Arabia, they look good in all areas of the field. They're dominating their games, they're taking their chances, just really confident as well, the squad. But sometimes it's kind of difficult to judge if it's the other teams playing badly or if they are really playing that good. South Korea, they're looking good, they're dominating games, they're creating a lot of chances, they're digging deep in games as well to make sure they get results. But defensively, they are incoherent and they don't look comfortable, to be honest. And I don't know how far they will get into this tournament. Wow, what a meaty match this will be. Two Asian heavyweights in the first knockout round as well. I think it'll be a really close game. I think it'll go to added extra time. Could even go to penalties. And I'm going to go with the surprise in this game. And I'm going to say South Korea. Yes, Saudi's defense is far better, but there's just something where I could imagine Saudi Arabia conceding 1 or 2 goals and just not getting back into the game. Japan, regardless of their defeat against Iraq, they've still been playing good, fast-paced, attacking kind of football. We're used to seeing them. And even against Iraq, they were trying to get back into the game, so they've still got that mentality within them. They're trying to blend, we can see, youth with the experience, which is good for their football in future, of course. But they have conceded goals in every single game, and this will be an issue for them. Bahrain, they're actually showing great character and they're grinding out the results they need. They don't play entertaining football, but they are getting better game by game, and this is only going to help them for their form later in the tournament. And they've kept 2 clean sheets. They've scored in every game, so this is really impressive stuff for Bahrain. But I feel like with this style of play, they don't really commit themselves too much, or they seem almost too scared. This is looking like a very skewed matchup, but I'm going to go with the first major shock of this tournament, and I see Bahrain winning against Japan. If they do, it would happen within 90 minutes. I feel like Bahrain would really frustrate Japan. They will sit deep, but they will counter-attack, and I see them being clinical in front of goal, maybe like a 1-0 win. Japan have been conceding goals actually, and Bahrain have been keeping some clean sheets. And with this Japanese squad, they're very good, but they're not at their best. I feel like this current Japanese squad is pretty much a trial for this tournament, and they will only get better with time. Iran, they've won all their games. They've been playing really good. The team chemistry is incredible to see actually, but I still feel like Iran hasn't played their best, and I think they'll only crank up the heat later in the tournament, and I see them going very far. And Gayedi has been phenomenal for Iran. Syria, despite only scoring 1 goal, they've actually been playing pretty attacking football. They like to push forward. They create a lot of chances actually. It's just they're incredibly wasteful in front of goal, and I see that really being an issue. Therefore, I see Iran winning this tie pretty comfortably within 90 minutes. Not a big scoreline, probably about 2-0.